Hi Gary, thanks for coming to our event today, Cloud Connect, our first event. I just thought we'd have a catch up. We've started working with you 6 months ago. I just want to see how we got together and how it's going.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I'm very happy to be here. I'm glad that the trains allowed me to be here for a start.
Yeah, it's a long journey.
Yeah, it's nice to see so many of your partners and customers together as well. As you say, we've been working for 6 months. First heard of you guys through mutual referral from our non-exec director, Frank Watts. And very much listening to what you were saying today, a lot of the typical pitfalls that you've seen you guys see from people who have using Azure. That's very much what we were doing. So it was quite an easy conversation when Frank was saying that there was an opportunity for you guys to come along and help us on various different areas.
So what was one of the major issues that you were facing before we started working with you? When we started working with you, I think it was cost and those kind of things. So how did that go?
Well, I think there's two key drivers. I don't think there's any getting away from the fact cost is one of those. We were very much, and to a certain extent we still do, very much use Azure like it's set up to do from the Microsoft point of view, whereby you just spin something up. It's so easy to do, and then we leave it there. So we weren't really managing our costs, but the biggest one is probably around the governance side of things, and that covers security as well in my mind. A lot of the things that we're doing, again, pitfalls, didn't really have any access control. Anybody could access it, the security of what we were setting up and where people were able to set things up. It was a little bit of a kind of heap rather than structured, let's say. So that's probably the two areas.
And in terms of like the managed service offering, like we do our monthly checks and the reports and the recommendations, compliance and security checks. Yep. How do you think that's going, and has that been helpful?
It's been very helpful, and I would say from a managed service point of view, I think so for a relatively small business like ourselves, it's very difficult to have somebody within the organisation. We're a software business, right? We do software. Yeah. It's very difficult to have somebody in the business who knows Azure, can understand Azure, and is afforded the time to use the tools and everything that comes with it. So that's really where the managed service comes in really handy for us, is the people with the expertise, the people with the knowledge to put it together, afforded the opportunity to go and look after that for us. So it really is, it's nice and simple from our point of view. You guys look after it and manage it for us and get all the value from that point of view.
So what areas do you think we've been helpful in, and what's been really beneficial about the managed service over and above the monthly checks and keeping things up to date?
Yeah, so I think we kind of mentioned earlier that it's 6 months we've been working together, so it's still relatively early in the journey. I think we're really starting to see a lot of the things we set out to do are really starting to come into sight now in the next little while. But the really interesting thing for me is now that you guys start to learn about our world, it's about what you can advise us and the guidance you can give us moving forward, because we don't know. We don't have that level of insight, so it'll be really interesting and valuable for us to see what's coming next. You'll be able to tell us what we can use in Azure. Even just today, learning about Microsoft Fabric and hearing about the direction that's going and the different components that are in there. I'm sure that's something that you'll be able to help us and guide us with, and not only that, with your network, be able to give us even more value for. So that's very much what we're looking forward to doing in the next little while.
And as you mentioned with our network, you've asked us questions about other things like integration and those kind of things.
Yeah,
So we do have a good network of partners. So where we can't help, we've got other specialists that we've worked with before that we trust, so we can always bring the right person in,
yes,
and we can just manage that for you to make sure you're getting the right deal, making sure the partner's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So that typically works quite well. But yeah, it's been really good working with you, Gary, as well. I mean, what I've liked about working with you guys is that you've taken the recommendations, you've listened, and as a result, your platform is going in the right direction.
Yeah.
We are able to say, look, there's a better way to secure this. Let's implement this. You guys understand it and you get it, and then we implement it, and then you see the benefits of that. And I think that's really good, because some customers don't always see the benefits of some of the security things, and then they miss out, and they've got holes in their systems, whereas you guys have gone on a journey together, so it's been a good partnership.
Yeah, definitely. It very much is a journey. I think had we had the opportunity 6-7 years ago as a business when we were moving to the cloud, I think it would have been a whole lot, a much more straightforward journey for us if we were working with somebody like yourself at the time. But again, the guidance that you guys have given us and being able to move from, this what we have just now to where we should be, and then the patience to wait till we get to certain points as well. I think that's not always something that you get from businesses and partners. That's what's being a partnership, right? Is understanding what the other person is limited by as well. So but even just have that energy and that drive to move things forward, that will help. There's it's like you need that impetus to move forward, don't you? And with all due respect, we would probably still be running, doing what we're doing just now on Azure for the next 3, 4, 5 years, had we not had somebody like yourself telling us what the pitfalls are, how we could do things better, how we could save, etc. So that's where it helps, really. Yeah.
And thanks very much, Gary. Thanks for coming to our event. It's been really good working with you so far, and it's been great seeing the progress that you guys are making as well. And I look forward to seeing how that looks in another 6 months' time. But thanks again. Thanks for taking the time to do the video with us as well.
We'll do another one of these in 6 months and see where they are.
Awesome. Thanks, Gary. Thank you very much.